Good morning everybody, from me and Sarah. Hi. So we are on our way to the hospital. That's a really kind of dramatic way to start this video. No need to alarm you, don't worry. It's kind of it's a checkup, but not a checkup because there's an extra appointment that we didn't have previously. So actually, we spent a little more time in hospital than the average, I suppose, but nothing to be alarmed by. Basically, we had a scan. But when I say we, I obviously mean Sarah. No one's scanning me. Sarah had a scan.
It's all right. You insert yourself into my pregnancy journey as you go along.
I'm part of this.
I know a few people that have it, and everyone deals with it differently. So I'm sure someone will comment and say, I do this, and there's lots of different things. Like some people have cold drinks, different like breathing methods, and some people have had to have surgery, but a lot of it is just like trying to regulate it and just sit quietly.
So this is Sarah's getting like a harness on to sort of, it's 24 hours, isn't it, to just sort of check her heart rate. But I think we're also having a scan while we're in there as well to make sure everything's good.
Because I've been sick, that's why we've got the extra scan.
Oh yeah.
It's been a joy. Oh, it's a joy.
Honestly, this pregnancy has been wonderful because it's new life and everything, and honestly we're both so content and happy. But as far as Sarah physically, no fun at all. Her sickness is pretty much awful. Your heart's going bonkers.
My sister-in-law gave birth 2 days ago. She was in and out of the hospital in like 5 hours. She didn't have any like pregnancy symptoms the whole way through. Like, you know, like no sickness,
just got
no
bigger.
tiredness. She just
got bigger than a baby.
Even that much bigger. She was still looking beautiful the whole way through. The baby just, my older brother joked and said she farted and the baby fell out. It was that easy. And then there's me, like, I'm sick.
Yeah, like, I know.
Just a flump.
And also,
don't say I'm a flump.
Yeah, flump. And also the house is obviously a mess because I'm working on everything. So we can't even sort of get nesting at the moment, you know. Anyway, right, we're on the tube now, so I'll catch you in a bit. We've got a little 10-minute break in between appointments. So Sarah has had her first appointment with the, who was that? The heart people? What do you call them?
Diagnostics, cardiology.
Right, so she came out wearing, so I wasn't allowed in there. I'm allowed in the room for anything to do with the baby, but obviously I'm not the father of Sarah's heart, so I had to wait outside. But she's come out with like a harness on, can you see anywhere? So basically it's like a 24-hour monitor, we'll just kind of keep...
They've actually added a new thing, because I've had this before.
Right.
They've got a little pouch here that,
fun.
that it goes in, and when I had this before, I didn't have anywhere to put it. You just kind of clip it, but if you don't have anything to clip onto it, you just hold it, so you look almost like you've got an old school pager.
Right.
And I'd be like sat on the tube with this weird thing in my hand. Like,
it's a kind of a bit of a mystery, right? So and tell me if I'm speaking out of turn here or getting anything wrong, but people don't really seem to know exactly what causes SVT, right? There's nothing structurally wrong with your heart.
Some people it's structural,
right?
And if it's structural, they can do a surgery on it, and it's something to do with, because you could see it on the picture on the scan.
Right.
You can see, and it looks like these two bits. You're better at biology than me, but there's something in my heart.
Your valves
like,
and your
yeah, and you can see it. And apparently, if there's structurally, it doesn't do that the way it should, but mine does. And then I said to her, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm a bit of a hypochondriac or something. And she said, no, because actually the majority of people, it's not structurally wrong. It's to do with the something chemically in your body, and they've got to work together.
Well, and she said that it kind of makes sense with pregnancy because obviously your chemicals are now different to...
Hormones.
Yeah.
You love them. Favourite word.
Yeah, so Sarah's now harnessed up for the next 24 hours. I think what this does mean, so we've got another appointment in 7 minutes, which is the midwife appointment, so we'll do probably another scan and just kind of a chat because things have changed slightly now because of the heart thing. So I think what that does mean is that Sarah's birth plan will have changed slightly. So prior to this, Sarah's low risk, and she's still very much low risk now because actually this doesn't really affect a great deal, but because they need to monitor a bit more, we will probably have less control?
I think it might be consultant. I might have to be consultant led now rather than like just chill, midwife, birth pool. I don't know why I'm doing this. I think that makes me feel more chill. Right, yeah. Well, there's no, so long as she comes out healthy and safe, then
yeah, I mean,
it is what it is.
Do you know what? The hospital staff have been really supportive the whole way through, actually, and even when we've had the odd concern or hiccup, we called the midwife recently because Sarah was super sick, and they had to change her medication. and they're all really supportive, and even when, and for example, when we found out that the placenta's a little bit too low, we had to go in for another scan. Now that could be cause for concern for a lot of people, because suddenly you're finding out that you're not following the same path that most other mothers do. You have to have an extra scan. You're like, oh my God, why? Just to check up. And they're super calming the whole way, and will keep you informed on what everything means. And I'm not at all worried about.
I think the best thing to do is to be relaxed. I've kind of spoken a lot about this with the midwife, because she was like, what's your birth plan? Do you want to be in a water pool? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And I just feel like she's coming, whether I like it or not, on whatever day I can't control. She's coming on her times when she wants to. So the best thing I can do is to just stay calm and for it to be as safe and healthy as possible. So if that's not because of my heart, whatever, it's because of I have to do it a different way, then that's fine.
We are home. Sarah is in the garden enjoying a bit of sun and just sort of chilling. Oh, here she comes. Look at your little heart monitor thing. So that whole thing took so much longer than anticipated, and it wasn't what either of us expected. Do you want to sit down? Can you sit here? Yeah. We both thought that it was. You want this? No. Oh. We both thought it was going to be just a baby scan, so we could obviously see the ultrasound and everything. And the first thing to say is that the baby's fine. So, but I'll tell you the story. So we thought it was going to be just that. Now I can't go into the waiting room with Sarah. I have to wait outside, and then she calls me when she's in the actual consulting room or whatever, and I go into that one. I walked in, there were 7 people. There was a consultant and then 6 different people who all sort of specialise in different things. The impression I got is that Sarah's heart condition has sort of really piqued their interest. So important to say that at the moment, nothing changes, everything continues as it is, the baby's fine, we listen to her heartbeat, all good.
She's kicking away
kicking away right now, in fact. So, fine, but I know that the clip I filmed just prior to this was me saying, oh, everyone's been really lovely, there's been nothing to worry about, it's all been super great.
Our difference in mood for that 10 minutes before was suddenly like we're so chilled, and then now I've come out and I was like, that was absolutely terrifying.
I would say that absolutely, this is the right thing to do, but it would have been nice to have a heads up, because we both walked in and were super blindsided by the fact that there were so many, and it's just scary. We're like, oh my God, is everything all right?
By blindsided, we'd just been told, I just had my, it's paperless at the hospital, so I just had a text saying you have midwife appointment at this time, so I thought maybe we were going to see the baby again, have another scan, and actually it was like, when Jim walked in, I was like, it is like X Factor in here, because there was
just a panel of judges.
Yeah, like a panel of people, and they were like, Professor such and such, and you're there thinking like your tummy goes, and you think, oh my God, is my child safe?
I would also say that the head consultant didn't have the best bedside manner. I'm sure he's super busy and excellent at his job, but felt a little impatient and felt, obviously he sees everything every day, right? So it's kind of, this is his day job, whereas for us it's very emotional and like it's our hopes and dreams and our baby. And so when Sarah was explaining her symptoms, he was a bit, dismissive is not the right word, but a bit like kind of just, come on, get to the point.
Yeah, I felt a bit dismissive when he said, do you have any other questions? And I was kind of like, I really just don't care about myself. I just want to know, is my child okay? And he was a bit like, well, yeah.
Yeah, so from what I understood of it, and again, jump in if you think I'm wrong here, Sarah's heart thing has been a problem, a situation you've been dealing with for the last, I don't know, 5-6 years, whatever. When you're pregnant, your blood pressure naturally drops a little bit, so it's lower than mine is, for example, just because by having a baby your blood pressure drops. Now when you combine the two things, her heart going a bit bonkers and her blood pressure dropping, it leads to the dizziness she's been feeling and sort of the lightheadedness, and Sarah will often say, oh, I feel like I'm not really here. Now if ever you've fainted or struggled with that sort of thing, you'll know, because I've used to faint a lot.
I said it was like, if anyone's watched, because we've been watching Marvel films again, I said it's like the bit in Doctor Strange where he comes out of his body and is there like, ooh, I'm watching myself. That is how it feels, but it's also what I have is it's not a structural problem with my heart, it's chemical. So any kind of chemical difference, if I were to take certain medicine or have a baby, that would set it off.
Yeah, so obviously we've got the harness thing on now. Sarah,
this is the bag I told you, they've got a little pouch.
Sarah wears that for 24 hours, right? And then we return it. The good thing, I think, is that no one's concerned because they don't want to see us again for like another 2 weeks, so they'll look at all the data from this thing. The kind of the thing is we almost want Sarah to have one of her episodes today because there'll be data to work from. Currently, there's no evidence of Sarah's symptoms because no one's been able to record it yet. So all we know is that they're going to take that data, look at it, do whatever they need to do, and then see us again in like 2 weeks' time, which makes me feel a bit more secure, a bit more content.
Well, like my dad said so bluntly, because he just said it as it is, when he said, well, when are they getting you back in? I said, oh, and I think it could be up to 2 weeks. He went, oh, they don't care then.
Yeah, I mean, not so much that they don't care.
They do care, but that's his blunt way of saying, oh, you're fine, because he went, oh, they don't care.
Yeah, because if there were an issue, they would have kept Sarah in, or they would have got the results back sooner. I think more than anything, actually, it sort of piqued their interest, because I guess your heart thing is quite rare, and the symptoms you've been showing are quite rare. So I think they just want to make sure they've covered all bases and know what to do. And rather than us telling each of the 7 people individually, it's better to have them all in one room.
This has become such an intense. You were like, oh, just video. It'd be so nice of going to the hospital today. Should we do a video?
Well,
and now it's become so intense.
I'm only vlogging today. I'm only vlogging because I said I'd upload every Monday, and I've missed the last 2 Mondays, and obviously it was Bank Holiday Monday yesterday. So I've missed 3 in a row because I've been doing DIY stuff. So I thought, oh, I should vlog. Oh, we're going to the hospital. There's nice, fun content. Why don't you show
the compost? That's a bit more of it. That's a bit more of it. Like, if you stuck this far, I'm so sorry. This is quite.
I thought I was going to have like scan images to show you and everything. But long story short, obviously we'll keep you posted on things. But I think everything's fine. I just think that I feel like what's going to happen now is we will have less options as such. You know, we'll kind of be playing by their rules. So whereas before we could have said Sarah would like to do a ... birth, or I'd like to do it here in that way, it might now be a slightly different situation. But again, nothing to worry about. It's just been.
You are difficult, aren't you?
I know. I mean,
you are difficult. I nearly said her name.
Yeah. Do you know what? I was saying that to Sarah earlier when we were not filming. I was like, it's really hard to, because obviously me and Sarah call her by her name and also her 7 nicknames. And we're not sharing that with you guys yet, just because, honestly, I don't want loads of opinions on it. I think when you will know her name when she is out in the real world.
And it feels kind of precious and a thing for us together. It's like you have so much of your life on the internet, and whilst that's cool, we don't have to tell you that we've been to the hospital today. We're sharing what we want to share. There are some things that it's also nice to just be us. Just be yours for you.
Yeah, but it is really hard to not, because obviously we talk to her constantly. It's really hard to not use her name when we're talking to you guys. Anyway, I feel like I'm going to end this video here actually, because I know it's quite long now. I was going to show you around the house, but to be honest, the reason I haven't filmed anything for the last like 3 weeks is because I've been really busy, but just doing the same stuff that I showed you 3 weeks ago, and there's been no update. I've stripped the front door and put a new knocker on it.
I feel like we need to end on a high note.
Okay. I'm getting some worms delivered tomorrow.
Not for your butt.
No, why do you always think they're butt worms?
Worms just makes me think of people saying they've got worms.
I'm getting like 500 grams of... Is it 500 grams?
I still don't think that's a fun anecdote. I was going to say like, oh, we had a lovely bank holiday weekend. You go on about the
I just think, because I want to start composting now that I've got a more garden space. And I've got this like compost bin thing, but I need to like put loads of worms in there. So I went on a website called wigglywigglers.com, which is brilliant, and ordered half a kilo of worms, which are just going to get posted by Royal Mail. Anyway, that's all. Thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry this has been a bit of an emotional roller coaster, but everything is going to be fine. That's all, right?
Yeah, I think so. Sorry, that's not the most uplifting, perhaps.
No, it is uplifting. Everything is fine. It's just not what we expected, but it's not bad news by any means. Just means we're going to have a closer eye on us, basically.
The sun's shining. We had a lovely bank holiday.
Yeah,
so.
We did. Thank you very much, and I will see you very, very soon. Goodbye. Did you wink?
I tried to do it at the same time.
You can't wink.
No, I can't.
Go on, wink.
No, I think I won't.
Okay. Bye.